Your thoracic spine is in the middle of your back from the base of your neck down to where your rib cage ends. Good mobility in the thoracic spine allows you to move your arms freely over your head and turn side to side. Poor mobility can lead to shoulder pain and problems, poor posture, and upper back pain. The only equipment needed for this movement is going to be either a towel or a foam roller, as you can see that I'm using to lay my leg on. So the muscles worked for this is your core muscles, your upper back, spine stabilizing muscles, and also the obliques. So the instructions for this is to lie on the floor on your side, bend your knees and hips to just past 90 degrees, resting your knees beside you on the floor, lay down, and essentially you're going to hold this position for 3 seconds and slowly bring it back to touch your other hand. And my personal recommendation for this is to repeat this movement around 5 times on each side before switching to the other side. While doing this movement, like I was giving you instructions a moment ago, you're wanting to extend both of your arms together along the floor, straight out in front of your body. They should be stacked, palms together at shoulder height. Slowly lift your arm and rotate it away from you, opening up your chest to the ceiling. That way you can rotate your head and trunk until your hand is on the other side of your body, while also making sure to straighten your bottom leg and rest your top leg on a foam roller or a towel without changing its main position. That way you can accentuate most of the muscles worked, such as the upper back, core muscles, as you do this movement, and then you move on. So for the walking hip openers, your hip joint is a ball and socket that moves in all directions. It's important to warm up the hip and surrounding muscles before any workout, since they're key contributors to balance and also stability. For this movement, you don't need any equipment, which is a big plus. And the muscles worked in this movement are the glutes, hip flexors, hip extensors, hip adductors, and hip adductors. And the way that you do this is stand tall with feet hip apart, plant your feet firmly on the ground, and lift your knee to your chest. Make a circle with your left knee, bringing it up and across your body, and then out and about. I personally would recommend repeating this movement about 10 times and repeating sequence, moving your legs in the opposite direction by bringing your leg out to the side first and then across your body, and then you're good. Move on to the next. This movement is very good for ankle mobility. Good ankle mobility contributes to better balance, fewer falls, and better performance during activities like squats, deadlifts, or anything involving your bottom extremities. For this movement, just like the last one, you're not going to need any equipment, and the movement that you're going to be focusing on, like I mentioned in the title of this, is ankle dorsiflexion and also plantar flexion. So the steps for doing this is: number 1, you stand tall next to a wall. Number 2, place one hand on the wall for support. Number 3, slowly rock onto your toes, coming into a tiptoe position. Number 4, slowly rock back onto your heels, lifting your toes off the ground. And my personal recommendation is to repeat this movement around 10 times. You can either do it one by one in terms of the legs, or as you can see here, I'm also giving you the example of how you do both on both legs. So you can either do one by one or both at the same time. Your choice. On to the next movement. This movement helps with poor posture that can cause many people to be tight through their chest and front of the shoulder. Warming up the shoulders before a workout will help improve your form and also prevent injury. And in reality, the only equipment needed is either something straight like a broomstick or also a PVC pipe. It's really simple to find, not very hard to get, and it's very cost effective. And then the muscles worked for this is the rotator cuff, anterior deltoid, chest, and upper back. And the way that you use this is: number 1, stand with your feet shoulder width apart, holding a broomstick parallel to the floor. Use an overhand grip, holding the bar as wide as possible. Number 2, keep your arms straight, slowly raise a broomstick above your head, hold your core tight to maintain good posture and balance, and then bring the broomstick behind your head as far as possible. Hold for 2 seconds and return to starting position. I recommend repeating this movement about 5 times and then moving on to the next one. Let's go. Neck mobility can frequently be ignored despite its importance in everyday activities. Poor neck mobility can lead to pain and problems in the neck, head, and upper back. And as you can see here, there is no equipment needed. The muscles being worked here are the neck flexors and also the extensors and also the trapezius. So you sit or stand comfortably with your hands down, tilt your head to one side until you feel a stretch, slowly roll your head forward to bring your chin to your chest, only going as far as you can without pain, and then doing this about 3 half circles, moving slowly and smoothly through the motion, and also making sure you're good.